Okay, everyone. Welcome to piano today. I am having our 10th lesson for my adults and teens COVID-19 virtual piano lesson series. So I am so happy and so proud of you. You've made it through 10 weeks of piano with me. So give yourself a round of applause. You've done it! All right. So, of course, I always start with the same thing, right? Go ahead and share this video if you can. Just hit that share button on your screen. If you haven't subscribed on YouTube, I highly recommend that you do so. You can search Izzy Chia, and you'll find me there. If you haven't joined our private Facebook group, you're missing out. I give feedback. I do all kinds of fun things in the private group. So if you haven't done so, go ahead and request to join. It's called Encore Music Makers, okay, and can be found on the Groups tab of the main Facebook page. Again, if you haven't purchased your book, I highly recommend that you do so now because we're 10 weeks in, right? And we're going to continue doing this one, the same book. We're going to pick up right where we left off in July for the summer series, okay? So go ahead and put that order in. And last thing, yes, if you haven't been able to keep up with lessons every week, the beauty of YouTube is you can go on there at your convenience and play catch up, okay? You have the entire month of June to play catch up so that you can join us live again in July, okay? I'm very excited. Glad you could join us today. So let's go ahead and get started, right? We got to do our review of our songs from last week, and then we'll learn some new stuff for today, okay? All right, so go ahead and pull out your book. We are here in our Adults All-in-One book. All right, we're going to be turning to page 45, okay? 45. And this is going to be, oh, there it is. This is going to be When the Saints Go Marching In, with the right hand having the melody and the left hand having our harmonic chords, right? If you can recall, we were playing the C major chord, we were playing the F major chord, and we were playing the G7 chord, okay? So let's see if we can play through page 45, When the Saints Go Marching In, okay? You ready? Let's do it. All right. So we are starting in C position. My right hand thumb is on middle C. I'm going to count down 1, 2, 3 notes, and that's going to be my left hand thumb on G below middle C, okay? Now, When the Saints Go Marching In, remember, begins with that incomplete measure, okay? So when I count off, I'm going to count off 4 plus 1 more beat, okay? So listen carefully, all right? Counting off. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. Yay! You guys are doing great. Wow. So that was a really great version of When the Saints Go Marching In. We played it nice and forte. We ended up playing all of our chords, right? That C major chord, the F major chord, and that G7 chord. We even did the incomplete measure with the repeat, adding that extra beat, right? Awesome work! All right. Awesome. So we are officially passing this song. So go ahead and do a 1 second party. Woohoo! Now, let's go ahead and turn the page because we had another song, right? Okay. So, on page 47, we also had When the Saints Go Marching In. Surprise! But it's a different version of the song, right? So, what we had done was we had basically flipped the melody upside down, right? The melody is now going to be in the left hand, with our harmonic chords in the right hand, okay? So, because I gave you 2 weeks on the first version of When the Saints Go Marching In, I'm gonna give you another week on this one too, because it's hard, especially trying to make sure that we've cleared out all of the, cleared the cache of our brain. So that way we can really focus on the interesting parts of this song, okay? So let's go ahead and play through page 47's version of When the Saints Go Marching In, okay? We are going to do it with repeats, okay? All right. Switching to piano view. Okay, so here we go. Another march. 4/4 time. It's forte again, but now my chords are going to be in the right hand versus the left hand, okay? Now, I'm in C position. Are you in C position and ready? Fabulous. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to count off, and I'm going to add one more beat to my count off, okay? 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. So I can see where that version would get a little bit tricky, right? When it starts switching from that G7 chord and then the F chord down in like the end of line 2 and all of line 3, that's where it starts to get a little bit tricky. But don't worry, having this extra time to be able to practice this song is going to be very helpful for you, okay? Don't ever think that you got to learn it in the time that I give you, right? If you need more time, you keep your songs and you keep practicing them, okay? Now, because we're keeping that one, the new songs that we're going to get today, they're a little bit on the shorter side, okay? But I think you'll be excited because we have an interesting thing that we're going to do to them, all right? Go ahead and turn the page. All right, let's see if we can, okay, so turn to page 50. 50, 50, okay? We're here, and this is what it looks like. There you go. Perfect. Okay. So here on page 50, if you read the top, we are changing positions. Ah! It's kind of scary, but it's also really, really great, okay? The awesome thing about it is that it's going to expand the amount of notes that we know on the piano, as well as expand the number of songs that we could be able to play, okay? So this new position that we're going to be learning is called G position, okay? We got to learn how to find it though, right? Ooh, that's the hard part. So I'm going to switch to piano view real quick, and I'm going to have you take a peek and see how we do this, okay? All right, so I'm going to start with my hands in C position, right? We know C position really well, right? So we're here in C position, my right hand thumb on middle C, my left hand thumb on G, okay? Now, it's going to change now, okay? Do you see your right hand pinky up here? This is a G, okay? That G is now going to be where your thumb finger 1 goes, okay? So look at what I do. I put my thumb there, and then I fan my fingers out. G, A, B, C, D. Wow, look at that. Awesome. Okay, so that's my new G position, right? For the right hand. Now let's get it for the left hand, okay? We're still here stuck in C position, but we got to move. You see your left hand thumb? Your finger 1 is on a G. And what are we going to do? We're going to move our left hand pinky finger 5 where that thumb used to be. And we are going to fan out those fingers. There you are. Look at that. That's a new G position. All right. Fantastic job. Okay. So now that we have located our hands for G position, let's play those middle practice lines, okay? You look at the middle of page 50 under the G position section, there is a bass staff line of practice that we can play, okay? It starts with the left hand pinky finger 5 on G. So let's play that little line. Ready? 1, 2, ready, play. Again, but I'm going to say the note names as we play, okay? Let's play it again. 1, 2, ready, play. G, A, B, C, D, C, B, A, G, 2, 3, 4. Awesome! So now let's see if we can do the same thing with the right hand. If you look right next to it, the treble staff line of music is written, and it is also notating our G position for the right hand, okay? It begins with the right hand finger 1 on G, okay? I'm going to play it through so you can hear it. 1, 2, ready, play. Awesome. So I'm going to play it again, but this time I'm going to do it saying the note names with it, okay? Let's do it again. 1, 2, ready, play. G, A, B, C, D, C, B, A, G, 2, 3, 4. Awesome. Look at that. Like, we're doing some pretty good stuff here, okay? So being in G position, it almost brings like an extra bit of vitality to our music now because we're playing things a little bit higher up on the keyboard. So that's kind of exciting, okay? Now, you see at the bottom of page 50, there's something called intervals in G position. This is going to be a little bit of exercise for you to do for your practice, okay? You can sort of use this section as a warm-up for the next 2 little songs that we're going to learn, okay? I'm going to play through it the melodic interval line and then the harmonic interval line, okay? If you can put your hands in that new G position, you can play along with me, okay? Let's give it a try. Okay, so we're here with our intervals in G position. I'm going to find my G position. Remember, here was C position. There's my pinky right hand, and that's where my thumb is going to go now. All right, I fanned it out. Now I found my C position left hand, but I'm going to put my pinky where my thumb is right now. So I'm going to scooch it and fan out my fingers, okay? All right, so we're going to play intervals in G position, melodic intervals. You ready? 1, 2, ready, play. G up to C, G up to D. Now the left hand, D down to C, D down to B, D down to A, D down to G. All right, that was pretty cool. So those were the melodic intervals. Now let's do the harmonic intervals, okay? Last line of page 50 at the very bottom. Let's try it. Starts with the right hand. You ready? 1, 2, ready, play. Second, hold to a third. Hold up to a fourth. Hold, and then a fifth. Hold. Now a second, and then a third. We have a fourth. Open it up to a fifth. Wow, that sounds really, really cool. Very, very good. Okay, so that's going to be sort of like your warm-up, okay? We're going to use that warm-up before we play any of our songs, which we're about to get for your practice. It helps just keep your fingers nice and limber, as well as practicing reading those intervals with your eyes, right? Because now that we're in a new position, these notes are not familiar to us. We don't have the beauty of repetition in us yet, or practice in us yet in this position. So it's really giving your eyes a workout as well as your fingers, okay? Now, let's go ahead and look at page 51, okay? And you see two little songs there, okay? The first one is called Love Somebody, okay? This is a great song because it practices playing legato in G position, harmonic chords in the left hand, as well as dynamic changes, right? So we've got the first time you play it through, forte. But the second time, when you do the repeat, you're going to be doing it piano, okay? You have to be able to differentiate between those two dynamic signs in order to get the full effect of the song, okay? So let's see if we can try to do this together, all right? Let's give it a try. All right, so let's find our G position to start. So G position, there's my middle C. I'm going to go all the way over here to the G, and I'm going to put my thumb there, okay? I found my middle C. I'm going down to this G, and that's where my pinky goes for my left hand, right? So there's that new G position. Let's give Love Somebody a try, okay? It's 4/4 time. The first time will be forte. We're going to make sure that we're aware of our slurring as well as the chords in the left hand, okay? Let's give it a try. 1, 2, ready, play. Now figure 2 second, open to a third and a fourth. Very good. G, B, D. D, now a fourth to a third to a second. Hold, very good. G, B, D. D, second, third, and a fourth. Okay, now this is on a third. B, A, G with a third. Okay, here's that repeat, nice and quiet. Second, third, to a fourth. Very good. G, B, D. D, fourth, down to a third, then to a second. G, B, D. D, second, third, and fourth. to a 2, and third, third. Wow, what a beautiful little song. Very good work. Okay, so that song right there, there's a lot going on, right? We have a lot of harmonic changes in the left hand that are happening immediately, right? Quarter note to quarter note to quarter note. It's like you're doing 3 different chord changes super fast within that measure. So be aware of those, right? If you need to slow down the tempo, slow it down as slow as you need it, right? Just to make sure that we're comfortable with it, all right? It's going to be really, really interesting, okay? Now, with the second line, it's very similar to the first line, but the ending is different, right? Instead of starting on that G with that pattern, G, B, D, D, it switches. It starts on the B. B, B, A, G, G, G. And that's the ending, right? So make sure that we're aware of that ending there, all right? Gosh, we're doing such a great job today. I think in order for me to feel comfortable as a teacher, I want to give you one more opportunity to play it with me, okay, with repeats, okay? So let's see if we can do that again. I'll slow it down a little bit more too. That way you can play along, okay? Let's do it. All right, so we are in G position. Do you remember how to find your G position? All right, here's my C, and then I switch to my G. Here's my C position. I'm going to switch to my G position. All right, everybody there? Fabulous. Okay, so let's give Love Somebody on page 51 another try, okay? I'm going to count off. 1, 2, ready, play. Fantastic job. Wow. Okay. It's a beautiful piece, isn't it? It's definitely something that you could play for somebody that you love. That might be something nice to do after you've really perfected this piece. Give your loved ones or neighbors or friends like a little pop recital and see what you can, what kind of emotion that you can stir up. Showing off a little bit, right? That would be actually a good thing for you to try over this next month that you don't have lesson. See if you can get some friends together on Zoom or FaceTime, or go visit the grandparents and give them like a driveway. Well, not really, can't really do a piano driveway concert, but or maybe you just record yourself playing and then put it up on Facebook and let your friends watch and just say, look what I've done. Give me a round of applause because I've worked really hard, right? Yeah, you can totally do that, okay? Now, moving on, we have another song to learn, okay? And we have about 5 minutes to do it. So, the second song we're learning is called A Friend Like You, okay? Now, this song differs in that a lot of the chords that we're finding are going the opposite direction, right? In Love Somebody, it started small with a second, third, fourth, or fourth, third, second, right? But in A Friend Like You, it starts with a fifth, and then it shrinks back in and then back out. okay? And those are chords in the left hand. In the right hand, you have some tied notes, okay? Whereas you have tied notes and slurred notes. But whereas in Love Somebody, it was just slurs, right? So you got to be able to differentiate between those two, all right? We do have a repeat on this song. And it does say, if you prefer, on the repeat itself, if you want to challenge yourself, you can move your left hand G position down an octave, which is 8 notes to the lower G, the nearest G to the left of the G position that you're in, and play the repeat with low G position. That might be kind of cool. We'll give it a try. We'll see if we like it. All right, so let's give this one a try. It's a mezzo forte, and it actually has incomplete measure at the beginning as well. Notice we have only 3 quarter notes, but we're in 4/4 time, so we have to be able to add that extra beat when we do the repeat. Okay, let's give it a try. Wonderful. Okay, so here we are. Here's C position. I'm going to move to G position. All right, so there I am. I am in G position. And I'm going to begin with the right hand finger, 5 on D. And I'm going to count off. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. To a second, third, fourth. D, B, A, G, fourth, third, fourth, fifth. Repeat. I lowered my hand for the left. Here we go. Ooh, that sounds great. I like that one. Okay. D, C, B, that was really awesome. Hey, I enjoyed that one quite a bit. I think it was the jump when it went down from the new G position in the middle, and then the left hand dropped down an octave. I really thought that really brought it home. You may have felt the same. It just sounds different, doesn't it? Yeah. So yeah, I think a friend like you is going to be a really good exercise for you in really maintaining those slurs and ties in your right hand, and then exploring all of those intervals in your left hand, right? All those harmonic intervals. We have fifths, fourths, thirds, and seconds, right? It's a very good song. All right, so let's go ahead and play it once more, okay? One more time through with repeats, okay? All right, so let's see here. Let's find our G position. There we go. And there's my left hand. Excellent. Okay, I'm going to count off. 1, 2, ready, play, 1. was beautiful. What a great job. I hope you enjoyed these songs that we're getting, yeah? It's going to be a nice break in June when you're playing all of your amazing songs, right? Okay, well, that concludes the playing portion of this lesson, but let's talk a little bit about music theory, okay? So, we learned G position today, so I'm going to give you some theory on G position, okay? So, on page 52, you're going to find the writing in G position page. Okay, we have a song called The Band Leader, and you're going to write them some note names. And at the bottom, you're going to draw some notes on the actual treble and bass staff. Okay, now on page 53, you're going to have an exercise on melodic intervals as well as harmonic intervals. Okay, so go ahead and work on those 2 pages for this week. Okay, now, even though this is our final lesson for the spring session, the COVID-19 series, I am going to pick up lessons again the very first Saturday in July, which happens to be July 4th. That's okay. You can always watch my lesson later after your festivities. And I'm going to have that as an 8-week session in the summertime, okay? That way we can finish right before school kicks back in for the kids, okay? And there will be a fall session too, don't worry. I'm going to keep this going for as long as I possibly can, just to provide you good access to music education, okay? So yeah, work on that. Work on those songs that you may need to play catch up on over the next month. And I'll be back ready to rock and roll with you, okay? Now, quick reminder, I am accepting tips. If you find that these lessons have been really helpful for you or enjoyable, or you're just like awesome and you want to help me, I'm accepting tips into my virtual tip jar. I accept PayPal. My email is encoremusichtx@gmail.com. I also accept Venmo. My username is Izzy Chia. And my Cash App is IZZI3CH3A. Thank you so much for letting me say that. And of course, the last thing, every lesson we do a music quote to close our lesson, right? Just to leave you in the right mindset, okay? So today's quote comes from the famous composer Ludwig van Beethoven, okay? And this is what he says. To play a wrong note is insignificant. To play without passion is inexcusable. That's a really good one, isn't it? Yeah. Basically, he's saying, like, you're going to make mistakes, right? But if you don't have the heart behind what you're doing, then what's the whole point of it all, right? Yeah, that's really profound. So think about that as you're, struggling and playing wrong notes and whatnot. That's okay, right? It's natural to make mistakes. But have the passion behind it, right? You want to learn piano because you're trying to better yourself and feel good about yourself and just make something beautiful, right? Who knew that waves of sound could be so beautiful, right? It's kind of crazy. Anyway, thank you so much for tuning in this afternoon. You've come 10 weeks. I'm so proud of you. Enjoy your time off, and I will see you on July 4th for our first lesson of the Summer 2020 series. Okay? Have a good one. Bye.